Come into my headland, slip into this headland. What will you do?
Hello, back again with the Rune channel here. Exploring a place is one thing. Surely we will always find in adventure games. And today we will discussing games that don't require an internet connection to be played on. You androids. Because Rune channel will always provide recommendations about games every day. Then we remind all of you to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on the latest game information from us. And here are the 7 best offline adventure games for Android, the Rune channel version. Pirate Arcade is an offline adventure game where players will play the role of a sea tax who will adventure through a city and various existing locations. Later, you also need to fight enemies that you will find along the way with the skills and weapons that exist in these characters. And players also need to be careful with the traps and obstacles that exist in each location, where you have to avoid things. For the gameplay, it can be said to be very simple, where players only need move the character in the side-scrolling display and raise a few buttons on-screen controls, like jumping, attacking, and so on. So during an adventure, the player also has to collect various items that can be taken, such as money, gems, and also diamonds, guys.
What the heck happened here?
Trauma in the conscious mind. The nightmares have come unconfined. They've seized our lands without remorse. We hide in fear behind closed doors.
Figment is an offline adventure game where you will be placed in a place with a painting background called Figment. This game is inspired by imagination and also the contents of most people's minds that are implemented in a game. Here you will play a character named Dusty and will take you on an adventure through really cool places, guys. Moreover, you also need to do various things such as doing puzzles and also defeating enemies that you can find while playing. And a little note when you install the game this time for free. So to open the next few episodes, you need to make payments in the game.
I take my hat and walk away. Just close my eyes a single day. I watch the night fade away and wonder where I'll go today.
Headland is a fantasy game where players will act as a teenager who enters a dream world and adventures in it. This time the game is an action-adventure game released by North Play, which has a gameplay that focuses on fighting and action. Even so, the gameplay that is presented is very simple, where you only need to flash and also tap to control the actions of your character. Guys, here the player aims to defeat all the enemies that you can find during play. And also you will be met with various kinds of puzzles with varying levels of difficulty. Apart from that, you also need to collect all the items and currency that you find. Guys, how later these items will be very useful.
Enjoy.
I have to do something to distract him.
Horror Tale 2. Samantha is a horror adventure game that will place players become a small child character who will adventure in a horror place. Your goal is to save your friend named Samantha from a psychopath who guards the place. Of course, your journey is not easy, because besides you will be faced with a psychopath, you will also be faced with various obstacles and puzzles that you must complete. In total, there are 5 different locations that you need to explore, which will become part of your journey to the rescue. Overall, Horror Tale 2. Samantha is a game that has the same publisher as games like Ice Cream and Evil Nun, so that the appearance and graphics are exactly the same as the game. Ninja Assassin is a simulation game, an adventure where you will play as a ninja who will go through the city to defeat all existing enemies. To do this, you need to be careful and take advantage of steal, kill, or attack stealthily without being caught by the enemy. You have various missions that will later be given to players, and you need to complete these missions to get rewards. The gameplay is very simple, where players only need to control the character's actions with some simple controllers, as well as some ninja skills that you can use. Then you have to hide as much as possible and not make a fuss. Ninja Assassin presents a game theme with a Japanese environment in the Middle Ages, guys. Witch Cry. Horror House is a horror adventure game where players will adventure through a house inhabited by a witch. Your task here is to find a way out by solving all the puzzles given that will later give you the items you need. And to do that is of course not easy because you need to avoid being chased by the witch that inhabits the house. Later players will be given several opportunities to complete existing missions. And if you spend all these opportunities, you will start over from the beginning. At the beginning of the game, players can also choose the difficulty level of the game, and the higher the level of difficulty, the more difficult it is to avoid the witch's pursuit. Ayo! Irene Tale is a two-dimensional adventure game, which tells about the adventures of a young girl who comes from a village in Africa. Here you will play a character to carry out the mission, and also follow the storyline related to the girl during an adventure in the Sahara Desert. Of course, you will be faced with various kinds of puzzles, and as well as obstacles, starting from wild animals, extreme natural conditions, to various puzzles that you can work on. Ayo! Irene Tale presents a game with very simple gameplay, where you will only be given a simple controller. Then you also need to perform various actions, of course, when needed, such as jumping, climbing, and also crawling. Those are the 7 best offline adventure games for Android that we can recommend for you this time. If you have questions or want to request about games, please leave a comment below, and don't forget to look forward to other interesting videos from the Round channel, and see you guys on the next day.